We now come to the fifth Slok and the fifth Ashtapadi, the fifth and Octet and the fifth Slok. देन हार प्रभ छोड़ के लागे आण सुआए, नानक कहू नसीज ही बिन नावे पत जाए. देन हार प्रभ छोड़ के, those who leave God, those who leave the giver of all the things. देन हार प्रभ छोड़ के लागे आण सुआए, and those who attach themselves to other pleasures, lage aan suaye, other worldly and material pleasures. Nanak kahu nasiji bin nave pati jaye. These people will never be successful and will never be able to attain God, to become self-realized souls. They will never be able to become self-realized souls. Because bin nave pat jaye, because without the name, without the contemplation, without the remembrance, without the reverence of the Almighty, these people will become incapable of achieving the Almighty. Ashtapadi. 10 वस्तु ले पाछे पावे, एक वस्तु कारण बिखोट गवावे. 10 वस्तु ले पाछे पावे. Man runs after many things, and he does this without even thanking God when he achieves them. 10 वस्तु ले पाछे पावे, एक वस्तु कारण बिखोट गवावे. However, these people are the very people who, when they do not get a particular thing, they start becoming angry with God. Because these people don't realize the amount they have achieved. They only realize the amount they have not achieved or the amount that they have lost. एक बिन देई 10 भी हिर लेई, तव मोड़ा को कहा करे. एक बिन देई 10 भी हिर लेई. If the cosmic force which you call God, or which we call God, would not have given him even one, and instead he would have taken everything away, then what would this fool who thinks in such a cryptic, in such a ironical, in such a hypocritical manner that he is not getting a particular thing, or he has not got one particular thing, then what would this fool do if nothing would have been given to him? Jis ठाकुर स्यु nahi chara, ताको कीजे sad namaskara. Without the name of the Almighty, without the contemplation of the Almighty, nothing is possible. And one must always revere him, always contemplate him. ताको कीजे सद नमस्कारा, जाके मन लागा प्रभ मीठा, सरब सुख ताहु मन उठा. The man to whom the Lord Almighty is near, sarab sukh tahu man votha. He is a person who is always in bliss, who is always joyous. I once again repeat, Jai Jaiya taha suhele kar kripa har prab mele. This kind of a person is always in bliss because wherever he goes, he has the Lord Almighty in his heart. Jis jan apna hukum manaya, sarab thok na nikat ne paya. The man who obeys the Almighty, who accepts the will of the mind of the Almighty, is a man who achieves everything because he has achieved the will. He has agreed with the will. He has become one with God. The very first lines of the Guru Granth Sahib, quoting from the Japji Sahib, Hukum Rajai Chalna Nanak Likhyana. One must always be in the ordinance of the Almighty. अगनत साहू अपनी दे रास, खात पीत बढ़ते अनद उलास. Agnat Sahu, Apni Deras. The Lord Almighty is like a merchant. He's like a banker. He's like a loan giver who has given you so much of capital, so many other things. And based on which and owing to which a man eats, owing to which a man drinks, owing to which a man uses all these resources of pleasure, of conveniences which give him happiness. अपनी अमान कच्छ बहुर साहु ले, अज्ञानी मणि रोज करे. And if the same God takes away something from the man acts in an ignoramus manner, the man acts in a foolish manner, and he becomes angry with the Almighty. Agyani man ros refers to the anger, the aggrieving kind of a nature. Gyani mani ros kare. Apni partit aap hi khove, bahur uska biswas na hove. Such people lose the confidence, they lose the faith they ought to have in the Almighty. They also lose the faith they have in their own acts. And bahur uska biswas na hove. And such people will never be able to attain the level of faith ought to be attained by a man in the Almighty. In the event of such a kind of a behavior, they will also lose faith in their own selves. They will lose self-confidence, and even others will not be able to trust these people, because the person who has lost self-confidence, automatically he cannot be trusted by others also. जिसकी बस तिस आगे राखे, प्रभ की आज्ञा माने माथे, उसते चौगुन करे निहाल, नानक साहिब सदा दयाल. I have repeated two lines. I said two lines. जिसकी बस तिस आगे राखे, प्रभ की आज्ञा माने माथे. A man who places the things before the Almighty, assuming and presuming that everything was given by him. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjun, what did you give that which was yours? Nothing. It was given to you by the Almighty and has been taken away from him. So what? Jiski bastis aage rakhe. So Guru Nanak says, keep those things which you have been given to the Almighty. Prabh ki aagya mane mathe. Obey His order, obey His command, and whatever He does it best for you. जिसकी बस्तिस आगे राखे प्रभ की आज्ञा माने माथे, उसते चौगुन करे निहाल. Such people are the people who are showered 4 times more the blessing that ought to be given if a person lives in the ordinance. Because there is a very important Hindi saying कि अगर परमात्मा एक दरवाजा बंद कर देता है तो 4 दरवाजे खोल देता है. उसते चौगुन करे निहाल, नानक साहिब सदा दयाल. Nanak ke Sahib, Nanak Sahib, that is Nanak's God, that is the Almighty. Like Jesus calls the Almighty Father. Nanak Sahib Sada Dayal, the Almighty is always merciful. In the Quran, we have this Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rahim is the merciful part of the Almighty. Anik bhat maya ke het, sar par hovat jaan anet. Anik bhat maya ke het. A man, the whole day, his whole life, he runs after worldly things. Various kind of things. Anik, many. Bhat, different kind of things. Maya ke het. Sar par hovat jaan anet. But this man doesn't realize that these things which he is running after are going to be short-lived. Sometimes they may be with somebody else, sometimes it is with him. And finally, after he dies, it is never with him. बिरक की छाया स्यू रंग लावे ओ बिन से ओ मन पछतावे. The man loves the shadow of a tree. बिरक की छाया स्यू रंग लावे. This material wealth, possession which a man has is like the shadow of a tree, and the tree is the tree of Maya, illusion, the worldly things. O bin se o man pachtaave. And when this shadow goes away, the man repents. He becomes frustrated. Jo dise so chalanhar lapti raho ta andh andhar. Whatever is seen, jo dise, whatever is being seen is going to perish one day. Lapti reho ta andh andhar. In spite of this, the man, like a blind man, remains attached with these things. Batao syu jo lave ne tako haath na aave keh. The man who is in love with a traveler, with a vagabond. Guru Nanak compares the material wealth to a vagabond, to a traveler. Batao syu jo lave ne tako haath na aave ke. Tako haath na aave ke. Now, such a person who is attached to something which is not going to remain with him, finally, he has gained nothing, neither in the material part, neither in the spiritual knowledge, and neither in any of his gainful resources he has given any value addition. मन हर के नाम की प्रीत सुखदाई, कर कृपा नानक आप ले लाई. मन हर के नाम की प्रीत सुखदाई. Man, the soul, which is divided into the Paramatma and the Jivatma. Here, Guru Nanak refers to the real generator, the captain of your mind, of your thought process, that is your mind. Man har ke naam ki preet sukhdai. There are two parts, the Paramatma, the Jivatma. The man is nothing but the conscious mind. And the subtle mind, the subconscious mind, gets signals from the conscious mind. The conscious mind is the man. If the man is attached to the Almighty's name, automatically the subconscious mind will be driven, and finally there will be peace. So, man har ke naam ki preet sukhdai. O my mind, inculcate the love of God, so that peace and comfort, the real peace and real comfort may prevail. Kar kripa nanak aap le lai. Or Nanak says, may the Lord Almighty attach such people to Him and show mercy, or bless them. I would say not show mercy, I would say here it will be bless them with such a thought process that they stay attached to the contemplation of the Almighty through the conscious mind, thereby activating the subconscious mind. मिथ्या तंधन कुटुम सभाया, मिथ्या हौमे ममता माया. Mithya, illusion, those things which are perishable. Mithya tandhan, the body is also perishable, the wealth is also perishable. And even the family members one day will go away. Mithya tan dhan kutam sambhaya. Mithya haume mamta maya. Mithya haume. Haume refers to pride, ego. Mamta refers to love, worldly love. And maya again is illusion. All these things are perishable. Mithya raj jo bandhan mal, mithya kam krodh bikral. Mithya raj, the kingdom, also will go one day when you go, or it will be lost to somebody else. Mithya raj joban, youth, the splendor of youth, the beauty of youth, the good-looking young lady of today, the handsome man of today will become old. Even that youth and that beauty will go, because time is the enemy to such things. Dhan mal, mithya rajo bandhan, even the wealth will go, and even the property one day will go. Even if it will not go, you will have to leave it after you die. Mithya kam krodh bikral. Lust, people who enjoy sex, people who enjoy lust, people who are engrossed with women, and vice versa. These people must realize that any object of lust, any object of attachment is short-lived. Once that moment goes, automatically it will go. The entire attachment of it will go. It may come back once again because you are nurturing it. You are nurturing it so that it comes back. But finally, it will go. And the same applies to anger. Anger is also short-lived. People call anger as short madness. Even anger is short-lived. Even anger, one person will get angry at one time. He may get angry for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. Finally, it will go. I remember of a Sindhi gentleman. When I was a child, I used to be very, very aggressive. I've been able to tame it down quite a bit now. So he was explaining me one day in very polite words, like most of the old Sindhi speak. And he was telling me in Sindhi that if there is a storm, जॾहिं तूफ़ान हूंदो आहे, तूफ़ान 2 कलाक, 3 कलाक, 4 कलाक, 5 कलाक हलंदो आहे, उन खां पोइ शांत थी वेंदो आहे. What he meant to say was, a storm may last for a few hours, but after that, it will whittle down. The same is with anger. But the person who's stoic will tolerate the opposite person's anger also. So, even anger is illusion, even lust is illusion. Mithya rath hasti asva bastra, mithya rang sang maya pekhasta. This is again an elucidation. All kinds of cars. In the olden days, we have to have chariots. Rath, hasti, elephants. Asva, as horses. Basatra, raiments. So, in today's context, we can say all the equipments, cars, and various other things that you may have, laptops, equipments, appliances, expensive mobile phones. Mithya rang sang maya pekhasta. And in spite of knowing it is perishable, a man beholds such things and takes pleasures in such things. It is foolishness. Mithya dro moh abhiman, mithya apas upar karat guman. Perishable and illusion are concepts of deceit, worldly love, and pride. Mithya apas upar karat guman. And those people who are conceited, and also those people who are proud, even they are nothing but embodiments, examples of perishable nature. अस्तिर भगत साध की शरण, नानक जप जप जीवे हर के चरण. Only the worship of the Almighty, Astir Bhagat Sadh Ki Sharan, which is done under the auspices either of a true congregation of saints or of a guru. Astir Bhagat Sadh Ki Sharan. Sharan is under the auspices. Under the Hindi we call Chhatra Chhaya. Nanak jab jab jeeve har ke charan. Or Nanak says, man can live this life meditating upon the Lord's feet, or I would say jab jab jeeve har ke charan, or by going on uttering and contemplating. Mere uttering is not enough. Contemplating, the internal contemplation has to come along with the uttering. Today I was reading a book present at the time of creation by a writer known as Amir Exel. He says at the time of creation, with a very glaring example, the energy and the mass both exist. The energy, according to the theory of matter, are known as bosons. The word bosons was derived from a scientist, Satyendra Nath Bose, who said that the solar system, when it was formed, when the universe was formed, it was formed of energy. And another scientist, Nico Fermi, said it was matter. So it was known as fermions. The old physics classifies the existence or the purpose of existence by the very famous formula V is equal to mc square 2. Nanak jab jab jeeve har ke charan. Jab jab. Why I am saying is, even the words which are used may be compared to the mass, the matter, and the energy level may be compared to the contemplation. So it has to be a proper mix of both to give you the actual power to contemplate on the name. Some people recommend only contemplation, even that is powerful. मिथ्या श्रवण पर निंदा सुने, मिथ्या हसत पर दर्प को हिर है. Man unnecessarily uses his ears to hear the slander of other people. मिथ्या हसत पर दर्प को हिर है. Man also spends his time in vain in stealing the property of others. Mithya netra pekhat par trirupad. Man, in spite of having a wife, having a mother, having sisters, keeps looking at other women. Vice versa also is true nowadays. And he beholds the beauty of other women and men, though he must not do it. It astrays the man. The conscious mind dwells upon evil thoughts, and that is the reason why a man cannot penetrate into the subconscious mind. Mithya rasna bhojan answad. Busy eating. Eating for mere sake of pleasure. Not eating to live, living to eat. Mere sake of pleasure, the entire Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible, the Guru Granth Sahib, take any scripture, no scripture will recommend overeating or eating merely for the sake of taste. But man does it. मिथ्या चरण पर विकार को दावे, मिथ्या मन पर लोभ लुभावे. It's useless that a person's feet are running only after sins. He's become a sinner. He runs only after doing sinful acts. These things over here mean they are in vain deeds. Previously, when we were talking about mithya, we were talking about perishable things, things which are an illusion. Here we are talking about things which are done in vain. Mithya man par lobh lubhave. Person unnecessarily, invainly develops greed for wealth. He also covets the wealth of others. Mithya tan nahi paropkara, mithya bas let bukara. Vain is the body, in vain is the body which doesn't work for the benefit of others. Mithya tan nahi paropkara. This is what it means. Mithya bas let bukara. It is useless if your nose is used for enjoying the smell of evil. Bin buje mithya sab bahe, safal de nanak har har naam le. Without understanding God and the true object of life, everything is in vain. Safal de nanak har har naam le. Guru Nanak says that body is worth a living which remembers and contemplates the name of God and puts the entire body and efforts into practice of what he is preaching. Birthi sakat ki arja sach bina ka huvat sucha. Useless is the life of a Nastik, a life of an infidel, a life of a worshipper of mammon. Sach bina ka hovat socha. A man cannot become pure without contemplating on the name of God. Birtha naam bina tan and mukh avatta ke durgand. Useless and comparable to a blind man is the body of a person who does not contemplate the name of God, who does not do good deeds. Mukh avatta ke durgand. It means that a person who speaks without contemplating God, or who doesn't speak good things, or who speaks merely for the purpose of earning and greed, such a person's mouth can be compared to a person who smells foul. Bin simran din rain birtha biyai, make bina jiu kheti jaye. Without remembering the name of God, the days and nights pass away in vain, comparable to a crop which perishes without rain. Gobind bhajan bin birthe sab kaam jiu kirpan ke nirarat dam. Without the contemplation of the name of God, all the works may be regarded as fruitless. It may be regarded as the work of an infidel. Jiu kirpan ke nirarat dam. Like the wealth of a miser. He goes on earning, but he does not spend it. It becomes useless. Dandan tejan ji gat bas har nao, nanak take bal bal jao. Blessed are those people, blessed are they in whose hearts the name of the Almighty resides. Such people are worthy of being congratulated because their souls themselves congratulate their consciousness. Nanak take bal bal jao. Bal bal jao meaning I really am a sacrifice to such kind of people who contemplate the name of God. Rehet avar kach avar kamawat man nahi piti mukh gandlawat. Those who profess one thing but do something else. Those who do not practice what they preach. Man nahi priti mukh gandlawat. These people are the people in whose heart there is no true love of God, but who are attached only to sweet talk. They do not actually practice. Janan har prab parbeen, bahar bekh na kaho been. God knows everything. He understands everything. And the Lord Almighty is not pleased, is not befooled, he is not cheated by outward appearances. Bahar bekh na kaho been. Avar updese aap na kare, avat javat janme mare. The person who does not practice what he preaches is a person who shall be entangled in the cycle of birth and death. जिसके अंतर बसे निरंकार तिसकी सीख तरह संसार. A person whose heart the Lord Almighty resides is a person whose summons the world would accept. जो तुम बाने तिन प्रभ जाता नानक उंजन चरण परारता. Only they who are pleasing to the Almighty will be blessed by the Almighty to achieve Him. Nanak unjan charan parata. And Guru Nanak says, people, including he himself, would fall at the feet of such people in whose heart the name of God has started residing with the will of God Himself. करो बेनती पार ब्रह्म सब जाने अपना किया आपे माने. Whatever I pray for, the Lord Almighty knows. अपना किया आपे जाने. The Lord Almighty Himself confers respect and honor on His creatures. आपे आप करत निबेरा किसे दूर बुझावत किसे दूर जनावत किसे बुझावत मेरा. The Lord Himself is a great judge. He Himself gives judgments according to a person's good and bad deeds. And He shows Himself very close to some people, and He shows Himself very far away from some people depending on their deeds. Upav syanap sagalte rehet, sab kuch jane atam ki rehet. The Lord Himself is free and above all kinds of stratagems, all kinds of wiles, all kinds of theories. Sab kuch jane atam ki rehet. He knows the ways and the spiritual conditions of all people. Jis bhave tis lai lai laye than tanantar raya samaye. The Lord attaches the man who He wishes that should come close to Him. And God is present in all places. Than tanantar raya samaye. So sevak jis kripa kari, nimak nimak japna nikhari. He to whom the Lord is kind becomes His servant. Guru Nanak says, contemplate the name of God every moment. So with this, we complete the 5th cant octet. Now we go to the 6th one.